I can hear you, Mags. And can you hear me?
I can.
Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to get going, everybody. Can I just welcome all of you very warmly to our first ever. I've never done this before, so I'm really hoping it's going to work well and that you all will all enjoy it enormously. We've got a brilliant guest for you today called Mags, and we're up to about 176 people watching so far, according to my machine. So that's really, really exciting. And the whole thing, you know, we'll just see how it goes. Basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to talk to Mags for about 20-25 minutes, something like that. We're going to talk about all sorts of things around fabulous earrings, everything that you would ever want to know, and then we're going to be able to break you. We're going to be able to divide you down into smaller groups, which will be really exciting. So you'll actually be in a group with about 4 other people. So there'll be 5 of you, and you'll have an opportunity to chat to each other. So this isn't the last time that you'll be able to say hi to somebody on a sort of much more personal basis. And we hope that you'll really enjoy that. We want you to imagine that you're sitting, you 5 are sitting at a table at the Ritz, and you're enjoying a lovely cup of tea, and you've met these wonderful new people, and you're going to introduce yourselves to each other and have a really lovely time. So that will be after I've interviewed Mags, and then we'll bring you all back into the to the big meeting, everybody together. And we'll just have a few questions if you want to ask any questions. You've got a chat facility underneath, and we've got Bryony watching, and she's going to be picking up on any points of interest that you want to raise or questions. So that's how it's going to work. I hope you're going to enjoy that. And I'm going to get going with some questions to Mags. So Mags, first of all, just tell us where you are. I think you're at home. But
I'm at home this time, yeah, because when we did the practice, I tried in the studio, but it's too noisy, and I thought, no, I'm going to sit at home on my sofa. Then nobody can see me either because I'm quite nervous.
And where is home?
Barnoldswick. Barnoldswick is on the border of Lancashire and Yorkshire. So we used to be in Yorkshire, and then they moved us into Lancashire.
Did you mind about being moved?
Well, I personally did, because I'm Yorkshire, and my kids are Yorkshire born as well. But I mean, we've got a pink rose here, so we have a red rose at one end of the town and a white rose at the other.
Okay, so you're a bit in between, are you?
Yeah, me, I'm definitely in between. I went to school in Skipton.
I want you to tell me a little bit about your background, because I'm always fascinated when people start new businesses. And I think you started Toolally roughly the same time that I started Look Fabulous Forever, which was in 2013. I started this business. So when did you start Toolally, and why did you start it? Tell us a little bit about what led to it.
I actually started it in sort of 2015, 16. So how it all started, I work in design and have done for a long time, and branding. And my daughter, Katie, is disabled, and she's got cerebral palsy. And she was coming to the end of full-time education, and I didn't want her to be stuck in the house all day. And I thought, we've got to do something where she can get out of the house. So she'd worked at one time in a small kiddie shop. So she wanted to start a shop. So this sounds really grand, and I don't mean it to, but I bought a little shop that was going to be a sort of creative emporium for children. And one of the things that we said we would do is let them make jewellery for themselves. And a friend of mine had worked at Teatime, which is an acrylic jewellery maker. And she said, oh, well, you could use acrylic, make your own charms, etc. So I bought a laser cutter, set up a business for kids, and Katie worked there. Katie still works in the business now. And what happened was I discovered all this incredible material. Acrylics are so beautiful, and they're so lightweight. And I thought, because I've always been into big earrings and jewelry and things like that, and I thought, never mind making this stuff for these children, I'm going to make something for me. I got spotted by the Vogue team, and I think I was wearing an acrylic bow tie that I'd made. And to cut a long story short, they introduced me to Lucinda Chambers' assistant, who's she was the fashion director of Vogue magazine. And they got in touch with me the following week, and I sent some earrings down. I've actually, where are they? I've got them. Oh, I'm wearing them, for goodness sake, what am I on about? These were the very first design that I ever did, and they featured in Vogue magazine in August 2016. And so I just thought, oh, we've got to do this properly. And I started making more and more earrings, and here we are. And then John Lewis spotted me the next year, and so they took us on, and it's just been a bit of a It's been incredible, to be honest.
That's an
And then we
amazing
met you.
story.
You started buying our earrings.
Well, I want to tell the story of that because
You tell that
I
stuff,
love
yeah.
that story. I love that story of how you got going, and you know, the sort of luck that you had of being
Oh,
spotted
yes,
in the way.
yeah.
I mean, it's you know, it's obviously you had to be in the right place at the right time, but even so, being spotted. Now, what happened with me and Toolally was that I saw this dress, which I'm actually wearing in the blog post that I did last Sunday. It's a Diane von Furstenberg dress, and I saw it. It's very glamorous, and I saw it in. It was in a fashion blog. It was a fashion blogger, and she featured this dress on an older woman, and she was wearing these earrings, which are yours. They're the same as the ones that you've got on. You call these peacock or something,
No,
don't
you've
you?
got the peacocks. I've got the Art Deco chandeliers in rainbow colours.
Okay, so these are called peacock, but
Peacocks,
they
yes.
featured with this dress that's got these amazing sort of bluey greeny birds on it, these earrings. And I bought the dress and the earrings. I've never bought an outfit from a blog before, but I just thought, oh, I just love that look. So sent away, you know, bought the dress, bought the earrings, and when the earrings came, I thought they were the bee's knees. I can't tell you actually, Max, how much I love these earrings. Why I'm wearing them today. And I didn't put that dress on because I live alone. I can't do the zip up. Can't get the zip done up. It's impossible. And if I do manage to get the zip up through much sort of, you know, almost gymnastics to do it, you know what I mean? What do I mean? Twisting myself around, I can't get it off. So I decided not to put the dress on just in case. So I put this on, which goes over my head quite easily, but I'm wearing these earrings because I absolutely love them. The other thing that I want to ask you about is Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh,
I think that's another aspect of your career, which is quite stunning.
I absolutely love Strictly Come Dancing, and I watch it religiously. I have been watching it every year religiously. I used to try to do Latin American dancing. Rubbish, I was at it, but I love it. And what actually happened, not last year, but the year before, the lady that was in Steps, oh my goodness, what's her name? The Fabulous, she was brilliant. And I was watching Strictly Come Dancing, and it's when they do the interviews. And then I saw her on the TV, and she was wearing, well, these earrings actually, but in black. And I just got really excited. And I sent her a text message on Instagram. Well, I sent her an Instagram message, and she replied to me. I remember telling Katie that, oh, it's so annoying me that I can't remember her name. That's terrible of me. Do you know her name? The lady from Steps who did really well in Strictly. Anyway, Faye Tozer. So I told Katie, Faye Tozer's messaging me on Instagram. And she said, oh, whatever. And anyway, what happened was I was just thrilled, and she loved the earrings too. And the reason she liked them because they're so light. So when she was dancing, she couldn't feel them. So I decided to be brave. I think the story of my life is I'm quite cheeky sometimes and a bit brave. And I think that's the benefit of being older when you start a business like this, because I just thought I've got to go for it. So I sent her a message and I said, I'd love to make some earrings for the dancers in Strictly. Is there anybody I should speak to? And she gave me the name of the head of wardrobe. And so I sent her a really long letter about how much I loved Strictly Come Dancing. And I sent her a few pictures of earrings. And she actually called me and said that she loved them. And first of all, she said, would I just make some red ones for the first dance of the series? So we made these big daisies and they all wore them. And then she invited me down to backstage. I actually got to go down and meet all of the dancers, and I got Antoned, as they call it, because I'm from the north. I'm not that touchy-feely. Do you know, I haven't struggled at all in this lockdown for, like, you know, social distancing. I'm not very good with this hugging and kissing. But Anton just would not let go at all, so I didn't know what to do with myself. But basically, she introduced me to everybody as the new designer of earrings for Strictly Come Dancing, and I couldn't get my head around it.
Wow.
And they used to send me the outfits every week, and so I had to do some colours and some earrings to match, and it was amazing. Amazing. There you go. Well, we used to play Spot Toolally every week. It was just the best. They usually sent me a message. Pardon?
I did too, because I noticed, because I know what your earrings are like. Yeah. I was watching Strictly one Saturday, and I just looked and I thought, if they're not Toolally earrings, then, you know, I know nothing, and of
Yeah.
course they were two earrings. So yeah, they're very distinctive, your earrings. What I'd like to do now is I'd actually like to help the people watching. We're up to 205 people watching this, which is exciting. Just a little bit, some good information about actually about choosing earrings, about how to go about doing that.
Yeah.
So shall we start with face shape? And you know, what do you have to consider there when it comes to your face shape and the kind of earrings that are going to suit you?
Right. I think the thing to remember when you're choosing statement earrings, I actually think there's two things. It's all about proportion. So this is where you come into the face shape. What you're trying to do all the time is balance your face to get it as close as possible to that golden triangle idea of perfection. So if you've got a round face, you need to start thinking about introducing some angles. And if you've got a round face, this is the widest part, your cheek. So what you want to try and do is elongate your face a bit. So dangly, chandelier ones are quite good. And I've actually got a few bits and pieces if we want to do a little demo. So this kind of shape is very good for round faces because it's got a nice drop. So it elongates your face and it introduces angles to the roundedness. If you've got, let's say, a square face, which is quite angular, that generally means that your forehead and your jawline are roughly the same width. So you want to introduce some curves to that shape. So Trish, you're always wearing this particular, not this colour, but you wear this parallel, the crescent orb. So this is a nice rounded shape. Yeah, that's right.
These are mine. They're iridescent, so they catch the light.
Yeah.
I absolutely love them. I think they're
No, they're
brilliant.
great. They're a great one for sort of square, yeah, or even oval and everything. I mean, other things to bear in mind that I wanted to show you, this is also the length of your neck and how big your face is. And I am what's commonly known as a no-neck monster, which is very distressing, but it's how it is, but you just got to work with it. So often when I'm designing earrings, I've got these to show you in a minute. Inspiration can come from lots of different places, and I've got a few fashion designer friends that I've picked up along the way on my travels, and sometimes I make earrings for their fashion shows. And one of my very good friends who made this little dress for me asked me to make her some earrings to go with an outfit, and so I made her, these are the sundials, and these ones are actually a smaller version of the ones that I made for her. And if I show you, these are actually one of my favorite earrings. This on me, I don't know if you can see this. Oh God, ignore those. They're absolutely ginormous. They bash into the top of my shoulder. And so I thought, oh, I need to make some smaller ones for me. So this one, if you can hopefully see, looks a lot better. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. It's really tricky. But if you can see, it's much higher up. So it's really important to think about the drop as well, because you don't want it bashing on your shoulders. I think if you're going to wear that, you can actually wear ones that come below your shoulders, but that's a very going out in a ball gown. You've got nothing here. Does that make sense? So it's all about proportion, and then it's about curves and angles, and then obviously it's about color. And I think that follows very much what you do, Trish, with your cools and your warms and things like that. So it's about complementing your face shape and your colors.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, what I do when I sort of decide what I'm going to wear for the day, I then look at my outfit and think, right, which of my earrings is going to best work with what I'm wearing, and you find a great pleasure in choosing exactly the right earrings to go with the right outfit, if you like. I've got over 80 pairs of earrings.
You've got more than
which have been collected.
Are you being serious?
I've had my earrings for a very long time. The great thing about earrings is that they fit you whatever size you are.
They do. That's very true.
You can't, overeat and not be able to wear your earrings at the end of it, which is fantastic. So people can come out of lockdown wearing the same earrings that they went into lockdown.
They're great for adding a pop of colour, aren't they? I mean, I always think you've got to think, where are you going? Is it for every day? Is it for going out on the town? Is it for going partying? And then it's those three things. What's the occasion? What suits me? I actually feel more strongly about what suits than what goes with the outfit. But I do like theming. I like getting dressed up in different looks. So when I was younger, I used to do things like cat's eye and a real, on a Blackman, you know, the lady who used to wear the black jumpsuits, and then you'd have some huge earrings to finish it off. I love huge earrings, but they used to really hurt, you know, when they used to drag down, and you'd be taking them off like 10 minutes after you'd put them on. But this is why I like this perspex stuff. It just doesn't weigh anything, and that was another reason why I made earrings.
I think, Mags, that's an incredibly important point. That that's another reason that I love Toolally earrings, because not only are they incredibly stylish, and I've always been on the lookout for something that's a little bit different when it comes to earrings. I love something that's just slightly quirky and unusual. I'm not a particularly adventurous dresser. You know, I'm quite conservative in what I wear in lots of ways. I sometimes wish I was, you know, I had a funkier style and everything, but I do feel that with earrings I can push the boat out a little bit and be slightly less reserved. And I do love wearing a really, you know, it's a bit like my red lipstick. If I'm going to wear, you know, I love bright lipstick, and I think it's the one way that I can kind of slightly rebel against that rather conservative look that I tend to have. And I think earrings and lipstick is a great way to do it, because you know, it's quite, it's not outrageous, but at the same time it's just slightly different, which I think is great.
What you need to do with a long face is try and build some balance and weight around the around this area near your ears, so that you're effectively, what you're always trying to do is create that oval shape. So if it's long and you've got long narrow, then you want some width. So I'm just trying to see, I mean, like big ones like this, wider ones can create that, it brings it out. So effectively you're countering the length. Also, you can get away with wearing much longer earrings too, because you can just, these is a nice, I love asymmetric. I don't know if anybody likes asymmetric, but I do. These are some that oops, wrong way around. These are some special metal ones that we did. These are sort of, this one follows the shape of your face. So that's a good one for long. It's, again, it's about making sure that the size reflects the size and shape of your face. But you need to create some width if you've got a long face.
Yeah, that makes an awful lot of sense, Mags.
It's a bit like, you know about pointy chins? I used to have a more, well, it's still a bit pointy, but not as pointy as it used to be when I was thinner. But in this case, what you need are the ones that are wide at the bottom, so that it, again, fills in the gap. I'm just, oh, here's a good pair. So you see how they're a bit wider at the bottom?
Yeah.
So they can kind of create that illusion that you've got this perfect oval face. That's basically what you're trying to do.
Good. And the other thing is that some people don't like sort of big, dramatic, quite dangly earrings. Yep. And so I'm going to show these, which are also my new best favourite earrings. They're very, very neat.
Yes.
I'll come in so hopefully you can see, but they're this terrific bright blue. And so if you don't want to wear really big dangly earrings, there's something like this from you, and I've got them in two colours. I've got them in cerise. I was absolutely thrilled when you brought this. You came up with the cerise ones.
That was actually a customer that suggested that.
Good. Well,
yeah, we
I mean,
always listen to suggestions and try and find the colours.
You did well with those, because I often wear those because they just a pop of really brilliant colour and they look terrific. And I wear quite a lot of that blue and quite a lot of that pink as well, and they're just absolutely perfect. I think actually what we're going to do now, it's 25 past, we're going to put people into smaller groups. Now you'll find yourself with four other people. I think there'll be 5 of you in each group. We'll try and divide you up in that way. And what we'd like you to do in your groups is obviously to introduce yourselves to each other. We're going to leave you for about 10 minutes or so to get on to do this. So obviously say who you are, where you live, and maybe a little bit about yourself. I think you're all members of Super Troopers, so why you join Super Troopers, what you love about Super Troopers, things like that. And hopefully you've got the message about wearing your favourite earrings. So if you are wearing a pair of favourite earrings, then maybe have a bit of earring chat as well about why they're your favourites and what you love about them, and any thoughts that you have actually within the group about earrings, if you like. So we're gonna do that now through the power of the most amazing technology. Brian is going to do that. Let's hope it works. And I'll see you back again with Mags in about 10 minutes or so. So we're back into this session. So what questions have we got, Bryony?
We've had quite a few questions come through. First of all, one that's come through on the chat. Carol wants to know whether you'll still be producing earrings for Strictly for the next season, Mags.
I don't know if they're doing Strictly. This is the worry. So I haven't spoken to them recently because nobody's working. So it really depends. Obviously, I mean, originally when we did Strictly, we were due to be doing them each year for each of the shows. But with everything that's happened, I don't think they've completely worked out how they can film it yet. So I would love to, and I will, if they do it.
And then we had a question via email from Liz. She wanted to know what was the first design, the very first pair of earrings that you designed for Toolally, and also where did you get the name Toolally from?
I've just told this story in the breakout room. So the ones I'm wearing is the very first design I ever did. That's why I put them on. These were the ones that, not this color, because this is the rainbow option, but it was a pink and a pinky shades with lilacs that was in vogue back in 2016. So it was the Art Deco chandeliers. Where the name came from is just very quickly, because originally it was a children's emporium, and my daughter named the shop after our dog Tilly, and the shop was called Tiltot's Perfectly Mad Emporium. But we used to make children's jewellery, and when I decided to make adult jewellery, I'd already bought quite a large quantity of little jewellery tags with the letter T on. So my husband, who is extremely tight, said that if I was going to come up with a name for an adult jewellery brand, it had to start with the letter T. And I couldn't think of anything at all. And so he kept talking and talking about it. And one morning I was pacing the bedroom, which is a habit of mine. And he just said, why don't you call it Toolally? Because you are absolutely doolally. And it stuck. I didn't mean for it to stick, but when Vogue approached us, I didn't have a name. And so I said Toolally, and that's what it is.
Kay has said that your designs all seem to look very Art Deco. Is this a favourite look of yours, Mag?
Well, it's certainly yes, I love Art Deco. To be honest, I'm very inspired by the Art Deco period. I love it. I live in actually it's this is arts and crafts, my house, but I do really like Art Deco. So that's certainly where it started. That's why I like Strictly so much, with that beautiful stand. Somebody, I think, also mentioned that it was quite rooted in the 70s. I got a review once in a magazine that it was as if someone from the past had come into the future, or was it vice versa, and started reimagining 70s style earrings. To be absolutely frank, it's mostly art and shapes. I'm really, really into the shapes. So that's why, I mean, I love the sundials. I love, like these ones, my ellipses. I love this shape, and it's just so different. So I'd say most of my inspiration is from art. The ones that Tricia's got, the peacocks, I actually did a collaboration with the Natural History Museum, so if somebody says to me, we need something about birds, that's when I did the peacocks and the kingfishers. I don't know if anybody's seen these ones. I love these ones. So they were inspired by birds. So there's a lot of Art Deco, but it's not just Art Deco.
Lovely. And we've had quite a few questions come through about wearing glasses with earrings. Is there something?
Sorry, that was my Eric Mock.
Is there anything that customers should be bearing in mind when they're picking earrings for different shaped glasses, or some people were concerned that it might be too much to wear a big pair of earrings with glasses? What are your thoughts on this? Well,
obviously, I don't think so. But what I would say is, if you're going to be wearing some really big statement glasses, you need to make sure that earrings. You don't want your glasses taking over. So I tend to when I'm wearing my earrings, I wear these black ones because it's the same color as my hair. And I feel like it's not too much of a contrast going on. If I was going out and I wanted to wear some really bold or big ones, and I didn't want to wear these black glasses, I just wouldn't wear them at all. I probably wouldn't be able to see, but I think it's all about making sure that they're not competing with each other. Does that make sense? So yeah. I think if you're a blonde or like Auburn or something, just some simple tortoiseshell frames, I wouldn't have two statements going on at the same time. I think if you want to wear, like Prue Leith wears these massive, bold, colourful glasses, in that instance, I would probably tone the earrings down dramatically, and just maybe the simple, the pebbles and the trapeziums and the small ones like Trish was talking about.
I'm quite keen on older women having interesting glasses.
Yeah,
sense that if you have to wear glasses, then you might as well make them a feature of your look. you know, you can look incredibly stylish if you've got a really great pair of
I have to put mine
glasses.
back on.
And let's face it, you know, most of us don't choose to wear glasses, but if we have to, then making them part of your signature look. And I'm actually quite interested with you, because you do wear glasses, but you still wear quite dramatic earrings as well. And I think that you're a perfect illustration of how you can actually do both, as long as they work together. You know, if you've got purple glasses on and you've got a pair of earrings that tones really beautifully with purple, they're going to look terrific. So
no, I agree. Yeah,
I'm a great, I think this whole thing, I think I spend my life actually trying to encourage older women to be braver, you know, to choose the slightly braver option when it comes to anything really, colour, design, or whatever, because you know there is a tendency to think, oh no, I better tone it down a little bit, I don't want to look ridiculous, you know, now I'm older, blah blah. And I just think encouraging people, it's to do with lipstick, or it's to do with earrings, or it's to do with whatever. And I say, I'm so glad that you're wearing glasses today, because we often have women who say, yes, but I wear glasses, it's different for me. And you're just such a brilliant illustration of the fact that glasses and, you know, and earrings can go together. And
I go huge with my earrings. I mean, these are the ones I wear all the time. I think you've probably seen me wearing these. These are the big sundials. They look fabulous with the black glasses. One thing, one of our customers, we did a survey and they asked, could we use some models wearing glasses? So I'm definitely going to do that in the next shoot, actually.
Good. Yeah.
But I like your idea of matching the colour to the earrings. That's going to be my next thing, I think, then. To make some glasses frames to match the colours.
Or toning, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. That they just work. Because, you know, you talked before, we were talking in my little breakout group about, you know, the cool tone, warm tone. And it is
cool tone,
warm tone. And that's what I love about going onto your site, because you do look at warm tones and cool tones. And I find it very easy to find earrings on there that work with everything that I wear. You know, I've got I've got all my Toolally earrings here, my favourites, and I love these. Do you recognise those, Max?
I certainly do recognise those. Gosh, they're another of the first designs I did. You've got some of my quite early ones.
But they're orange and pink. So orange is fabulous. No for me, but there's a tiny bit of orange, and then the rest is pink, and I love them. And these as well. I love these.
And a lady's written to me asking what those earrings are. That's the collaboration with Violet and Wren. Yeah, the iris. I knew it was those. Right.
Yeah, they're really nice. And then if you're warm toned, also you've got some lovely goldy toned earrings, sort of bronzy colours, all those kind of things. Really gorgeous colours. So you know, there's no reason why you can't find the perfect matching tone for you.
No.
Are there any other questions, Bryony?
I think we can round it up. We've got one last question that I think is a really strong one from Libby. So she's asked that when you're wearing busy, sort of more colourful, larger earrings, should you be keeping the other jewellery that you're wearing more simple? What would you suggest to wear with a statement pair of earrings?
Personally, yes. I feel quite strongly that it's one thing or the other. So I wouldn't wear a statement necklace with a statement pair of earrings. I would just wear one or the other. That's my personal opinion. I just think it all gets too much. I remember the Telegraph did a feature on us, and they did this thing when maximalism was a big thing. This is a couple of years ago now, and they had 2 of my Lynx necklaces done together, along with a pair of what the heck were they? Boatman, the original Boatman, that were really big earrings. And whilst I thought the 20-something-year-old model looked incredibly amazing, I'm not sure that I would do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I personally would like to hope that we stay the right side of elegant. You know, I do think you should be bold. I mean, one of my mum's favourite poems was that, you know, when I grow old, I'm going to wear purple and things like that. And I think you've got to be bold and colourful, but not, I don't know, keep it the right side of elegant for me.
I think on this sort of elegant side, one of the things that worries me about wearing really sort of quite loud earrings is that I look like Pat Butcher.
Do you? You don't look remotely like Pat Butcher.
That I might look like Pat Butcher.
Right.
And I don't know whether, you know, in her heyday, every time she was on, she was always wearing the most vulgar and garish pair of earrings. then she had that sort of bottle blonde hair, and she also tended to sort of go quite heavily into the, you know, the leopard skin fake fur. So there was a sort of a slightly overloaded look to her,
Yes.
to her with her earrings. So, but what you just said there is so true, and it's so important that just, you know, just look at yourself in the mirror before you go out and just say, okay, yes, I am the right side of elegant. But don't be afraid of being slightly bold, because, you know, always going for the very neat little pearl studs, which are fine. You know, I wear neat little pearl studs at times, but always going for the neat little pearl studs is a bit of a, well, you're missing an opportunity really for a really nice style statement with some really great earrings. So
you're also missing an opportunity to get complimented on a regular basis, because I don't know about you, but I've started to feel slightly more invisible than I ever used to feel. And now when I wear my big earrings and everything, people cannot help commenting, in a good way, obviously. And so we've had lots of letters from ladies who said, my goodness, I get so many compliments, and it's nice to get compliments. So I think there's many reasons to wear big earrings, not least that you get complimented more often.
Definitely. Well, I think we'll round it up there, Mags. Thank you so much. That was
pleasure. Nice to meet everybody.
Yeah,
that was really nice. Brilliant. I would have liked to talk a lot. The little groups, it's good to be able to chat like that. Anyway, hopefully you'll invite me again sometime.
We will indeed, and it was lovely to have you as our very first guest. Thank you to all of you watching for sticking with us, and sorry for any of the you know, any of the things that didn't quite work. I think it worked pretty well, but I've enjoyed it a lot, and we're going to do these every fortnight from now on. So we'll have a guest, a chat, and an opportunity for you to go down into a smaller group and meet. So thank you. And I'll just say goodbye to all of you, and thank you very much indeed for watching.
Thank you.
And tell us how you thought it went on Super Troopers. Yeah.
But be
Bye-bye,
nice.
Mags. Thank you very much.
Bye. Bye. Bye.